Well, hello. Let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so I'm just trying to finish up what I started yesterday. I want to get this goofy application out of the way so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So today we're gonna start connecting the dots. Basically, if you're just joining the adventure, I'm trying to get an application that will promote video on this very channel, on my YouTube channel, which is the priority. By the way, this is also the first time I'm trying out dual streaming. So somebody yesterday in chat mentioned Restream, which is such a great name. And so basically, if I want to stream live from OBS to a number of different targets or destinations or whatever, you can use Restream. I guess you can also use StreamYard. I don't know. I truly have no idea. So this is my first time using Restream to go to both YouTube, which is where I hope people will be, and then Twitch, which is also a place you could be, but in which I have so very little skin in the game. So good. So I like both. If I can support both, great, right? This is a big deal for me. So today I'm going to build this. I'm building this application to promote YouTube videos. And so yesterday we went through the exercise of, okay, well, what do I do, right? I'm going to build an aggregate that will sit there, and when we get a webhook from the YouTube data API, right? When we get a webhook, we'll have a refresh event. And this refresh event will tell us, hey, there's something has changed on the channel. And just to make it really simple and not get too smart, and to make sure I have clean state, I've just decided to use this client that I had written, a web client. It's a Java API that uses the reactive web client to talk to the YouTube data API. So I used this client that I'd written here, to pull down the channel information, the video information, all that kind of stuff, right? So basically, I get the webhook from YouTube data, and it calls this service. I haven't actually wired that up yet, but yesterday, to make this a little easier to sort of imagine how that would work, I created a quick actuator endpoint that, when called, will publish an event which will trigger a YouTube channel update event. And then when that happens, I can use that event as a clue to go ahead and download everything from the YouTube channel using the API, and then write it to the database. And what I'm doing there, some of the stuff that's about as far as I got yesterday, right, on stream, after a couple hours of fun chat and everything. And now it's a bit further. I took it a little bit further. One thing I did last night was, I want to have a thing that, there's two sides to this, right? One is when there's a new video, I need to detect that there's a new video, right? I need to figure out which one it is, what's the delta between the old videos that I've already seen and the new ones that need to be promoted. And so I also want to tweet that, right? I'm going to tweet those new videos. That's part one. And then part two is I want to set up a web page, a simple JavaScript, HTML, and I know these are famous last words, obviously, but a simple JavaScript HTML page, which, it'll have to be simple. There's no way I'm going to build anything useful on Stream Live. But in order to make that work, I set up a static website. So github.com coffee software show. And if you go here to the repositories, you've got the coffeesoftwareshow.github.io. This is my static site. And I just went through the process last night because it takes time and I didn't want to have to wonder about this on stream. So I set up a DNS, right? So, this is now the authoritative URI, this website. If you go to coffeesoftwareshow.github.io, that goes there, but it also goes to coffeesoftware.com. I also set up www, so that also works. So it's a trivial Git repository, right? I've just got a index.html in there, but you can see how that would work. I can have some JavaScript in here that will then talk to this Java API that I'm building over here to get the new videos, and that'll be, I can just do something very simple. A window.fetch. Hi, Spencer. Good to see you, buddy. I can use window.fetch to just pull down the data and render it, right? That'll be simple. So that's the kind of stuff I want to figure out today. Also, I got to get this thing onto Kubernetes, and eventually I need to figure out that webhook, the pub sub hub. Yeah, the simple JavaScript question mark. Yeah. Well, look, I talked yesterday about how I might resort to hiring someone to build the site for me, because I don't. Not only do I not have any design chops, but my comfort in taking my own JavaScript's life into my hands is minimal. So yeah, I'm like that's kind of what I want to do today, is just to start pulling together the pieces so that this looks more and more like something in production instead of just a thing on the local machine. But I do want to get, it's a piecemeal thing, right? We've got a lot of pieces that need to start working, and even within themselves, the JavaScript page to the service, that doesn't work anywhere, localhost or in a production environment. So I guess we can start that today. I'm just trying to knock down the pieces, and which I have written down, by the way. So let me see. Integrate the Twitter gateway. Got to do that. Add cores. I took a stab at that last night right before going to bed, but I was exhausted, so I have no idea if it worked or not. Deploy the API endpoint to Kubernetes. Great. Build a simple JavaScript app. Right. Okay. So that seems. I don't know how far we'll get today. My dog doesn't seem very optimistic. I can see him over there, perplexed as to why I would write JavaScript when I could do anything else with my life. So this, oh man, I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's just, I guess I kind of want to just try the JavaScript thing, right? Like, let's just get that out of the way. How bad could that be, right? Let's, please. Okay, so, first things first. Here's my page. And this code, by the by, this is, you download YouTube. Let's get everything in the same directory so I can kind of like understand. So, yeah, CD downloads, move YouTube to, we're going to call this the YouTube API. Okay. And then move that to the desktop. And then we'll go to the desktop and we'll move, this is multi-stream, I've already done that, good. Move the coffee software to YouTube site. Okay, so now I've got these two different things here. And in fact, you know what? I could just make your YouTube, move YouTube to YouTube. Okay, move. Goody, okay. I've done something. See, small things like this, quality of life improvements. YouTube, so we want API. Build that Gradle. I'm also trying to, as part of my New Year's resolution, I'm trying to learn more Gradle, so I'm forcing myself to use Gradle here. And it's fine. I don't care. Although I like another thing I did yesterday, while off stream, was I added or maybe I did it on stream, but I've just this business. I added the Spring Java format plugin, which I quite like. I mean, I don't know if you've all used. Oh, let me make the font bigger. I just realized this font. Why is this so hard? I always get tripped up with this. Current editor font. Yes. Color scheme font. Why is that? Okay. There you go. So I've added the Java format plugin. And in Maven, it's very verbose. There's like 1,000 lines of XML required to make it work. Like 5,000. There's 12,000 lines required to make it work. But it does work. You just Maven space Spring hyphen Java format : apply, and life is good. But this one, there's just it works as well, but it's giving me these weird errors, and I kind of like, okay, so what's the name of the plugin? First of all, I don't even know how so if I do this Gradle format, that'll apply the plugin. The problem is that there's this dependency issue, right? And also, where's this thing? The enum. Where's that? Where's this nonsense coming from? Compile Java enum. Where's my enum? Let's look for that first of all. That's tedious. Find in files. When. In project. Java. And is there like a? And no. What? Why is this warning? What is it coming from? Compile Java, but from where? You know. Okay, that's part one. And then part two is there seems to not be a clear dependency set up here, right? Like this right here. Execution optimizations have been disabled for format main to ensure correctness due to the following reasons. And then Gradle detected a problem with the following location. Source main Java. Compile Java uses this output of task format main without declaring it an explicit or implicit dependency. Well, first of all, I did just format, right? I just ran format. Why is it compiling anything? I don't actually care for it to do that. But second of all, if it's going to do that, why isn't there like an explicit dependency? Why does the plugin not make it clear that one thing happens before the other? Right? Or the out. So in Gradle, they have this concept of a task input and a task output, and you can explicitly say this task depends on another task. And I'm happy to do that. I just don't feel like I should have to in this case. Like, why doesn't this plugin do that for you? Like, when you write a plugin in Gradle, that, as far as I know, you can configure the task dependencies in the build source for the task itself, and for the plugin, right? The plugin, in turn, can register tasks, and the tasks can then register its dependency. So this should all be like, it just works, but for some reason it doesn't, and I don't understand enough. I think what I would do if I were like a Gradle guru, which I'm certainly not, but if I were a Gradle guru, I would do something like, first of all, I'm using Groovy because it's the default, but I should have used Kotlin. But I would say format equals tasks dot named or something like that, and then I would look for, is this the name? If I do iospring dot Java format, does that give me a task? I don't even know. So print line format. Let's just try. Nope, that does not work. Of course it doesn't. Yeah. Well, there's that too, right? Anyway, that whole thing. Normally, you would get the task, you'd assign it, and then you could like do a thing where you say one depends on another, right? I've done that before somewhere, but anyway, okay, whatever. It's actually not an issue right now. It's not the biggest problem I've got in the world today. So let's just leave that. But that is another thing I want to figure out. Why is Gradle being so goofy? Gradle format plugin, and I didn't turn these into GitHub issues yet. By the way, that's the other thing. I don't know about you, but there's a psychological aspect to it for me that I can't really elaborate. I don't know how to explain it, but the bootstrapping of a project, if I start writing GitHub issues, that's giving myself permission to just do it later, and it'll never get done, right? I don't mind, like, for long-term stuff, obviously, I'm going to have to, I have to do that. But for that very first, like I can get this thing out the door. I believe I can, right? It'll take me a couple days of hacking on stream, maybe, but it'll get out the door and it'll be useful. Will this be, like, production worthy? Can I scale up to handle, like, Facebook traffic? No, of course not, right? This is not the goal here. I just want to solve this one little thing that deals with one or two events a day. Like, it's like very cheap service to run. Another issue. GraalVM native image. I think this should just work, actually. I mean, I think most of the pieces I'm going to use are already ready to go, so we'll try that out. I'm kind of eager just to see if it works already, So Gradle native compile. Let's let that do its thing in the background, and I'll just delete everything from here. I'll say drop table YouTube videos, and then drop table promoted YouTube videos. Like, who knows if this will work? Yeah. So that'd be nice as well, is to have that all working. There you go. Look, configurations. Okay, compile only. See, there's an extends from. That's the. There's a. Okay, so let's see. Google it. How to force a. Let me close out some stuff as well. So I set up the a name for the DNS. Don't need all that. Gradle task to how to specify output for Gradle tasks. Okay, Gradle tasks, input and outputs. Like I'm almost to the point where I feel like I know what to do with Gradle, but every now and then you bump into this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, great. By the way, this guy, Tom Gregory, this guy, I took his course, and so, you know, I don't get a penny for saying this, but if you want to learn Gradle, this worked just fine. And he's even got a very healthy section on Spring Boot. Like he talks about Spring Boot a lot, but there's actually a whole thing where he talks about using it, right? Using Gradle with Spring Boot. And so the fact that I just randomly bumped into his stuff on the internet when I Google a question with Gradle, yeah, there's a reason. His stuff is great. Okay, so let's see. And the other thing I loved about his video was there. Like I got through what I think of as kind of a slog. Like the first, let's say the first half of the course, I was just barely awake, right? To me, build tools are the opposite of the reason why we're here, right? Like there's no romance to it. There's nothing interesting about it to me. I don't care about Maven. I don't care about Gradle at all. So it really was like I have to do this as a resolution, and the only person I'll disappoint is myself, right? I have to make it like to the point where my own self-esteem depends on me doing it, because otherwise I wasn't going to do it because I don't care. You know, I already had a solution that works. So the first half was kind of a slog, but then he gets into the second half of his course, and it's all like details on how to build tasks, plugins, and all that stuff. And it's really good. I don't know that I've ever seen like such a authoritative like look at how to extend your build tool. Like imagine having a whole section. Like imagine if half of what you learned about Apache Maven was how to write mojos and plugins and all that. You'd feel like a boss after that, right? It was trivial. It's trivial to do that in Gradle, whereas in Maven it's sort of if you're writing a plugin, well that's the day then, isn't it, right? You're going to sit down and write a plugin. That's like a whole other kind of engineering you have to think about. It doesn't just feel natural. You end up having to bust out the Java compiler and set up a Maven project and set up all these different things and bring in libraries and version control, and you know, it's a whole thing. Whereas with Gradle you can just sort of throw it into the code base on which you're already working. Okay, so can I do this? See, this is the task stuff right here. Listening, I don't want to listen. Register, task register. So I would have to like override the definition of the format plugin, which means I need to know what the type is, right? This is the type reference to the class literal. In Kotlin it's just class dot.java, and Groovy is just the name of the type. But yeah, so you register one task. What am I saying? So I guess I would have to re-register the Java task or configure the Java task, and then specify that the output of the format plugin, which is the point, I'd have to get a pointer to that here, would be the input of the Java task or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I have to do that. I think that should be done by the plugin. It doesn't feel great that I have to do that. Okay, and in fact, I know it can be done by the plugin. That's the other thing, is it's within the realm of possibility that the plugin just does the right thing there for you, so it shouldn't be our problem. Okay, so did it work? Build native compile, YouTube. Nice. Okay. So there we are. Look at that. Select all from YouTube videos. That's nice. That is nice, people. See, that's a native image now. I could just take that to production. So far, so good. I think I'm going to break that native image compatibility a little bit later with some of the other stuff I need to pull in. but I think it should be, maybe that'll be a whole other stream just to figure out how to update that, you know, how to make that work. Okay, let's get back to it. How you all doing, by the way? Enough about me. Would you look at that? I've got more people on Twitch right now than I do on YouTube. Interesting. I mean, it's not like a ton of people or whatever, but I'm just glad for all of you here. You know, hope you're getting something out of this. Okay, let's see here. So, YouTube properties, I got the created event, I got the channel updated event. So this is like refresh everything event. This is the event that gets published. I'm going to publish this. Good, thanks. Good. This is the event that's going to get published when a new video gets created. So how does that work? Well, like I said, I've got this loop here, right? The logic is pretty straightforward, which is I use the YouTube client that I built that gives me a mono of channel, and it gives me a mono of channel, and then from the channel I get the channel object, and then given the channel I get all of the videos for the channel, and then for each video I run this upsert query, and I'm just going to insert into YouTube videos, blah blah blah. And if there's a conflict on the video ID, then I just update the entry. So that way, you know, if I've already seen the same video before, I don't re-ingest it. But I do want to make sure I don't want to, because I wanted this to be idempotent, right? I want to be able to run the same program 1,000 times and not get extra videos. So the key there is the video ID. And that is interesting in of itself, but it doesn't account for what happens if I delete a video, or what happens if, you know, like, so if I delete a video on YouTube, what should I, somebody just said, hello Twitch, ask me to follow you for 1 month to chat. I don't know what that means. It sounds like something a streamer would say, though. So, you know, one day when I grow up, I want to be a streamer. Okay, so basically, when there's a conflict, then just update the records. But that doesn't account for the problem of, you know, let's say I post a video, this thing runs, and then YouTube, and then I delete the video for some reason because I forgot to put something and I need to re-export or whatever. I don't know. It's not like it happens, but it could. And so what happens then? Well, then I'll have a record in the table that is no longer correct. So, like, what I should do is delete everything, I guess, each time. That might be easier. Or maybe just have a boolean, like have a flag saying live or current or something, right? So that way it's when I see a new video, if it's okay, how does that work? If I see a new, so I go through, I update the flags, and I say fresh equals false for everything, right? Before I run this loop, I say fresh equals false, and then on update I say fresh equals true. So only the new videos or the ones that match existing ones are true. So then the ones that are false still after that have been deleted, right? You need to be a follower for 1 month to chat, and you have 1 month left. What does that mean, man? Are these things I should be saying? Is there a script I should know? I've got to, like, I don't know. Okay. So, what about that? Is that true? Do I want that functionality? I think I do. So fresh, I want a thing to tell if I've got something that is actually on the YouTube channel, or if it's not, right? So we add a new column called fresh, and we're going to use bool because Postgres is boss software. And okay, so then what? We go through here, we do the upsert, and we say values true fresh. Okay, and so on conflict, fresh equals true, right? So if I'm inserting it, thanks, man. I've got the types here, right? That's the whole thing there. That was yesterday's stream. Okay, so if I get new records, so something needs to go through and make sure fresh is false before we start, so I guess we can just do that up here. Database client promoted flat map. This is this. YouTube videos upsert. Okay, so I need to have this before that. Okay. Okay, we got this dot database client dot SQL update YouTube videos set fresh equals false dot fetch rows updated. Then the next line is this. So the next line is that. Does that look right? So what does that give me? That gives me, first I update the database setting fresh equals false. Then I get channel by ID. Then many. Okay, so that will get the channel. Does that look right? That kind of looks right to me. So yeah, that'll run this, set everything to false. Then it'll call this to get all the channel, get the channel. Then it'll call this to get all the videos. Then it'll call that to get, okay, so good. So, and by the way, notice how similar to this, to a Spring Batch app this is starting to look. This is the one place where I think I don't need it. I don't have millions of records, but once you've gone Spring Batch, it's very hard to use anything else. Okay, so let's see here. Update that. Yeah, that should do, right? So how do we test that? We can insert a record into the YouTube video. So YouTube videos. Okay, and so insert into YouTube videos. Well, first of all, drop table YouTube videos, drop table promoted YouTube videos. Okay. Let's just rerun that and see if that all works first of all. Hello? Word. So IntelliJ forgot how to Java. Let's see here. Desktop, YouTube, CD API. Gradle. Okay. Okay, take 3. Didn't that run before? I could have sworn we ran it since we restarted it and it was just fine. But okay. So that worked. So now, let's test it out, huh? Insert into YouTube videos, video ID, title, description, published at, thumbnail, URL, tags, category, ID, view, count, like count, favorite, count, comment, count, values, 1, 2, 3. This is a title. Published at now. http and image.com. Tags? Maybe I don't need to worry about tags, do I? Those can be empty. Whatever. 2, 2, 2, 2. I hope. Let's see. Where am I missing? Oh, timestamp. Okay. Son of a gun. So, timestamp. So, video ID, title, description, published at. Video ID, title, description. So close. Okay, wait. So we've got video ID, title, description, published at, thumbnail, category ID, view count, like count, favorite count, comment count. Aha! Okay, thank you. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It was description. Okay, so select all from YouTube videos where fresh equals true. Okay, select count. Goodie. Okay. Where equals false. Oh. Select update. So, okay, how do we want to prove that that worked? So I've got one. Let's just see what happens if I rerun this again, first of all. Yeah, data grip is great. The JetBrains ID. Yeah, you're right. I could be just using the. Heck, I could use this. I could just use this thing right here. But I'm so used to the. You're right. I totally should. Like, I love the JetBrains tooling. What's the API for Twitch? I didn't even think about it because again, yeah, you're right. I should. I totally should. I just don't even. Like, what I want is when I publish a video to be able to promote that video. That's all. Just very simple, like, thing. But I don't even. By definition, anything that I post on YouTube will also go to Twitch, right? I don't do right now. I don't have the ability to do stuff that are just dedicated for Twitch. So but yeah, maybe that would be a kind of a fun thing just to figure out, you know, to build a client for that, for Twitch. Okay. So we got one record that is fresh as false. So it updated everything to be false, and then it added things that were new, and those are true. So fresh equals false is true for one record. Which one is it? If it's the one I just inserted that doesn't exist on YouTube, then we're in luck, right? YouTube videos where fresh equals false. That's the one. Okay, good. So that scheme of mine is working. So now I have a way of detecting stale videos that my bot is able to pick up. My bot will be able to pick up before the like if my bot picks this up, but then I delete the video, this will solve that. This will catch that inconsistency. Okay, so then the question is, let's say I've already promoted, whatever that means. In this case, it just means tweeting. You know, all of the videos except for one. How do I determine which one that is? And so to that end, I built some more logic around another table called promoted YouTube videos. So the promoted YouTube videos, right? And it's just video ID and promoted at, so it's the timestamp. Yeah, I mean, send away. I don't know. Are you able to do that? Just send me So I had issues yesterday. Are people allowed to post links in chat? Like, is that a thing I need to, you know? I don't even know. Send me on Twitter, direct messages. I'm happy to have all the help I can get. Please and thank you. You know what I just realized? Where's the chat in Twitch? Yeah. Ooh, okay. Okay. So interesting. What just happened there? Did Twitch just go? What is going on? Is chat live on these apps? Like if I'm new here, right? I'm just trying to figure this out. So right now I'm watching the chat on Twitch and on YouTube on my iPad. So I've got them two apps next to each other. I've got the Twitch app and the YouTube app, so I can monitor the chat over here. I don't have two monitors like the pros because, I've got the Apple Studio display, which is glorious, but like it's not huge, and it's certainly not two monitors. So I'm just minding it on my iPad. But now I'm kind of curious, is there anybody, can somebody send a message on YouTube? Just send hello world or something on YouTube so I can make sure that it's updating over here. Okay, in the meantime, I've got this, yeah, oh, thank you. Okay, good. So, that's good. Okay, so I've got this table here for promotion, right? And the same kind of logic applies. What I want to do is, when I go through, I'm gonna get all the videos, and then for each video, I upsert them into the database, updating them or creating them if they don't exist. Then I run this promoted YouTube videos SQL, and all this does is it inserts into promoted YouTube videos all of the videos from YouTube videos, selecting the video ID, and if there's already a record in there, then it just does nothing, right? And so the idea is that I will select. I'm not going to actually select everything from the YouTube videos channel table. I'll select it from the promoted YouTube videos, right? And so that will be, that'll be updated, based on what's in the videos channel, what's in the videos table, and I'll have a flag on there, a boolean, so YouTube promoted YouTube videos. And it's called promoted ad, so it's a timestamp. So if I've already promoted it, the timestamp will be non-null, right? And that's how I'll know if something has already been promoted or not, because I don't want to tweet the same thing twice. See what I'm saying? Okay, good. So that'll update this. And go back up here. We are saying once I'll do the upsert into the promoted YouTube video table. Then after that's done, the unpromoted query, what does that do? The unpromoted one will say select everything from the YouTube table and from the promoted YouTube table, and then do a join, and only return the results from the YouTube table whose video ID is in the promoted YouTube table, but also has a null value for the promoted ad. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate it, man. I'll take a look off stream. So basically, just do a join. Just find all the records in the promoted YouTube table that haven't been promoted, and that exists in the YouTube table. Okay, so that's this bit right here, and so. Like if you go down here, it's going to say, okay, find unpromoted. Oh yeah, this is going to be the unpromoted one. And for each one that comes back, I'll publish a YouTube video created event, because by definition, those will be only the ones that haven't got a timestamp in the promotion column. So I'll create a YouTube video created event, and then I can list. That's big old to do. I need to do something with it there to tweet it out and so on. This is the actual hook I've been waiting for. I did all that work just to get to this point, which is this callback, so that when the video has been detected and it hasn't been promoted and it's ready to go, then I can do something here. And to do, publish to Twitter. And I'll look at that later, right? I've got a lot of other logistical things I want to worry about. This publish to Twitter thing, it's not actually going to be that hard. That's why I'm not worrying about it, because I've already done this and I've got a recipe that I know will work. It's just not the thing I want to think about right now. I want to get some... Right now I've got a lot of like works on my machine stuff going on, and it's, you know, stressing me out, you know. So today I want to like close some of that technical debt and get a haircut, and we'll see how far I get on either of those things. Okay, good. So, and it's going to publish an event. We can listen to it, and then when I'm done with that, once I'm done publishing events for all the stuff that's new, I then just do one last swipe at the database. I get all of the videos. I turn it into a stream with the reactive APIs, and then I turn it into a list, or to a set rather, right? And then I synchronize on the current copy on write array set for the aggregate for the app for the service, and I clear the set, and then I add all the records. And so now, when somebody comes along and wants all the data, you know, they can just read that variable, right? Private final set, video copy on write array set, right? So I'm only using that in one place, which is, where's my controller? I extracted out the query, which is the YouTube service part query, so there's that. But a YouTube controller in turn injects that service and it just delegates to it. And it's, remember, this is just returning a static, it's not a static, but it's returning a variable, right? So the contents of the variable get changed, what, like once a day, right? Like it's not going to change a lot, so. You're welcome, Spencer. I'm glad I can help, buddy. You and me, we're on a mission to write, well, I'm on a mission to write passable code, whereas I'm sure the bar is considerably higher for you, my friend. But we're on a mission to write code and get haircuts. It's gonna be a good day. So localhost videos. Ta-da! Good. So there's that. So that's the video, right? I don't know that there's. Maybe I could do. I mean, right now I'm not distinguishing between a live stream or a short or a video or whatever. It's just all videos. So I suppose maybe that could be like a room for improvement later. Let's see. Distinguish between live streams, shorts, videos, etc. Okay, that's a maybe. I'm not even sure if I care. But so now that we've got JSON, let's write some JavaScript. Let's see here. Desktop, YouTube, site. So the first thing I need to do is to set up a server. So cat env bin or ls. Let's see about ls. Okay. How to set up a web server with Python 3. And yes, I know I could probably use npm, but I'm just trying to keep this. There you go. Super simple. How do you specify the port? Don't. It scales. I'll bet this never happens to ChatGPT. Simple Python server from 11 years ago. What could go wrong? There you go. I just need to specify the port there. So this, and it's 8081. So now if I go to localhost 8081, ta-da, ta-da. So now Now I write JavaScript. God, it's too early in the morning for this. I'm getting this over with right now, so I don't have to worry about it later. That's the goal here, right? It's just to move on to a happier place. The stream's also live on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not sure if I wonder if like YouTube will. I mean, did you see that report that just came out? The American authorities are filing a criminal complaint against Google for their their alleged monopolistic tactics for AdWords, and so, you know, I don't know what that all implies, but I do kind of wonder. I wouldn't put it past them. I wonder if they would like delist or depress the rankings for my YouTube video if that same video appeared on Twitch, you know. Okay, so we've got this. Okay, sample HTML5 page, please. Just give me the whole stanza. Why is this so hard? Just give me a... Okay, github.com, Josh Long. Take an old blog. Add file. A simple HTML5 page for later reference.md. Okay, a simple HTML5 page for later reference 2023. Can't believe it's 2023 already. 08. I spent more than 10 seconds Googling for this and another 20 seconds trying to find it within a single page. So I'm sparing myself the agony of this search in the future. Okay. Okay. JoshLong.com. There it is. Goodie. Okay, so I'll never have to worry about that again. So there's this page. Now, let's see. I don't really need all this stuff right now. All of this stuff is, you know, coffee, software with Josh Long. Coffee and software. Josh Long. URL. Okay. Good. I don't have an image. What is an OG image? I don't even know what that is. Okay, I don't have a fav icon. Wait, you can do fav icon as SVGs? Oh, that's the future's wild. That's cool. That is so cool. Can I do like an animated SVG with JavaScript and all that stuff? CSS, don't care about that yet. Okay, now for the hard part. So script. The YouTube channel is called, oh, this is so meta. I wonder if I'll see myself live. coffee software. So here you are.
Oh, this is so meta.
There you go. So can I take that and put it in the Twitch? Paste. Ta-da! How come Twitch doesn't care if I post links? Oh, because I'm me. I mean, I suppose that's true. That makes sense, I guess. Because if it was somebody else, that would be different. But there you go. Okay, so get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Here's my page. Does this automatically update? How do I even know if it updates automatically? So, coffee and software with Josh Long. Yes, it does. Sweet nectar. Okay, so okay, window.add event listener. Load function window console.log hello world. Okay. Console. Okay. You prefer Twitch, the community there is great, but YouTube has more reach. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, yes. I take you, I believe you. I just don't know, you know? I watch, so I watch way too many videos about Elden Ring, and I used to watch a lot of videos about Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know, the video games, and at some point I've already beaten both of those games, you know. I haven't beaten many others at all, but those two I've beaten. Not well, mind you. There's nothing. I'm not trying to. What I'm saying is, despite myself, I managed to beat those games, and so I'm no longer the sort that goes out and looks for detailed, like, step-by-step guides that get you through something, you know, and that kind of stuff I would usually go to YouTube for. But now I'm the kind of guy, I'm the kind of human being that, you know, I don't mind having it in the background, you know. It's just like background noise, so I can write code too. So I'll put on a streamer that is doing something interesting, and I'll just work, you know, while they're going through the game or whatever. And so for that, Twitch is great because there's a lot of, like, just streamers doing stuff, you know, and so I can see why people like both, but I don't know. I don't know where my content lands necessarily on that spectrum. Either way, I'm grateful for all of y'all who are here, you know. Okay, so let's see. Window.fetch. That's the next trick we got to figure out. Window.fetch example get. That was easy. Okay. Window.fetch, because I'm not a heathen. Let's just try localhost 8080 videos. Okay, fetching videos. Okay, that worked. Yeah, good. Okay, we're doing good. So, what about? How do we render this? What do we want to render? What's the easiest way I can create, like, I suppose I could do web components, but, like, without using a framework, what's the easiest way I can just iterate through and render some markup? Render HTML markup, JavaScript. Oh. Oh, it's underscore based JavaScript templating helper ship. So how do we use it? Can I add this to? Okay. What? So here's the JavaScript. Response data for each display post append. And we're appending displays posts template revised. What the heck? Underscore JS. Let's just see. Like my goal here is just to add a script tag and then be done. No. What about mustache? I know mustache. Logicless templates. That sounds about my speed right now. This is really hard. Have you so for example, this one, right? This website, I built this, right, using JavaScript and Vue.js and all that, and it's a ridiculously complicated endeavor, right? There's a lot of moving parts, data, and it's live and interactive, and you can play episodes, and there's menus and all this kind of stuff. So what I'm trying to do is to not do that. I want to keep this as simple as possible. I know how to build the big right thing, but what I want to do is just build something as quick and easy as possible, and I think it's like you're kind of going against the grain doing that. You can get mustache via the... Okay, I don't want to require mustache. I want to just... Can I use mustache on the client? Oh yeah, here it is. So now what? Let's try that. Render.js. So I've got this here. Put that in the head tag. I've got this template, script ID template type equals blah blah blah. And render hello. Okay, so here's my markup. And then I want to render hello. That's this function. Copying and pasting JavaScript from the internet. What could go wrong? Render videos. So I'm going to say JSON. I'll say render videos. Passing in the data. Okay. And what could go wrong? Okay, so, and then the video ID. Do I have that? I guess. Okay, video ID. Rendered. Okay, where's template.mustache? Oh, it's this. Is this automatically turned into that? No, that's not it. What is this then? Is this a file? If I don't need to do that, what is this? Okay, so what? Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. Yes, that's better. So get rid of all that, get rid of all this, add this there, template, render videos. So here's the template content, is that element there. And then the data is just Luke. So for now, let's just see if that works. I won't bother with the data just yet. Render videos. Almost. Cannot set properties of null, setting inner HTML. Oh, target. Okay, so that's fair. So div id target. Oh, yes. Now we're cooking. Good. Okay, so we've got something basically okay. So now what? The template is here. So how do I do mustache syntax for loops? Mustard.js. What about loops? Just give me a loop. Non-empty. Okay. Lists, stooges. So for each stooge. Okay, this looks like it is basically what I'm trying to do. So for each video ID. Is that right? That kind of seems right. Okay, so videos, data. Oh, what did I do wrong? There we go. Cool. Okay, so wait, this is... yeah, oh, thank you, Spencer. Thank you. Okay, so... I don't know, I feel like that's pretty cool. That was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's see here. So now, what is each JavaScript object? Let me see, let me just log. Console.log data. Console. So we got the video ID, the title, and what do I want to happen here? Do I want to have a... Do I prefer... hi, compiler flag. Great name. Do I prefer mustache over time leaf and why? I don't know. I mean, they're both amazing. Mustache is just the one I could find that works on in JavaScript. I'm writing JavaScript. Please don't run away screaming. I'm writing JavaScript and I'm just trying to be done with it as quick as possible. So I found the first thing that I could find and I'm using that. Okay. But now I have the obvious question, which is how do I render the YouTube video? So YouTube, coffee software.
The Stack Overflow 2020.
Okay, share, embed. Can I mark up this? Like, wait, before I go any further, git commit. Introduced some templating. Git push. Git push says no. Git pull. Oh, the C name. Right, okay. Okay, git push. Actually, you know, it's funny you should mention that I have a github.com template Spring Boot starter. I use both so often. So here's a mustache and markdown engine. Like it's already, you know, there's support already in Spring Boot for a lot of this, but I just needed to get it into a place where I could just pass in a string easily and get what I wanted back out of it. So I encapsulated a lot of that into this just little, you know, this little service for both markdown and mustache. I suppose I could extend this to do time leaf. Okay, so I've got this thing. I want to embed HTML here. What does that look like? So the ID is the important part here. Can I put that in the URL like that? I wonder. Title. H2 even. Okay. It's can't believe that worked. Let's see here. So now I guess we need some consideration for dates, because As far as I know, it's not. Actually, I should solve that problem on the server side, though, right? Where's the sorting? Because I want the latest video first, right? So, what does that mean? That means it's a copy on write set. So there is no support for sorting there. I could just move it to a list, copy and write array list thing, I guess. Because by this point, by the time I add it, I'll already have deduped it. It's already a set here, so there's no reason that this couldn't be a list. Okay, that's a good point. So where's my Java code here? This video's list. Copy on write array list. And then what? I need a comparator, I suspect. Do I not? How come I don't need one? Well, okay, whatever. That should all change correctly. This.videos.sort. New comparator video. O1.published at compared to O2.published at. Okay. And then this could be a comparing dot, right? Yeah, good. Yeah, this isn't supported by default. Isn't there like a concurrent collection that does have a pointer to it takes a pointer to it or a reference to a comparator? It's simple. I thought there was a, whatever, it doesn't matter. I solved the problem. Okay. How's that gonna sort it though? We should, is it like ascending, right? In which case the video that's at the top should be the oldest, if I'm not crazy. So let's try refreshing. Oh, collection. Oh yeah, list of list sorted oldest to newest. Yep. That looks right. Okay, that's the oldest to the newest. So now, on the JavaScript side, well, I mean, in the Java code, couldn't I just do it the other way around? Because I don't care, right? Like, it should just be fine. No. Yeah, why not? Okay, so do it the other way around. So I'll do it inverted. Where's my comparator? Dot it reversed. Okay. Okay. Nice. So this is a BS entry that I put in the database, so that doesn't count. But cool. Yeah, good. So delete from YouTube videos, delete from YouTube video, promoted from, sorry, drop table, promoted, drop table, YouTube videos. Concurrent skip list set, that's the one I was thinking of that takes a comparator. Yeah, thanks man. Yeah. Goodie. Oh, that's so wild. Is this the one we're doing right now? I actually got a thumbnail of the live stream that's happening right now. Does it actually update the thumbnail in real time? Let's see if I refresh. What is Google doing there? Wait, if I move this over here, give it a second for the server to update the RTMP feed. Command Shift R. I don't know. Okay, whatever. It's doing some sort of snapshotting. That's wild. That's the actual stream that's happening right now. Okay, so fave icon is 404ing, which is interesting because I don't remember specifying one. Yeah, I don't have one. Don't care. Okay, moving on. So that looks like it works, right? I mean, that's pretty boring, but it does work. So I guess I want to now prove that it works in production. So git commit introduced templating to the index page. Git push. Does anybody here know about, like, okay, so right now all I'm doing is I'm making a JavaScript call to my endpoint, which is then rendering JSON, which is then being used to render elements on the page. Do I need to do anything? But I'm then using the JavaScript API for YouTube, and that's Google. So do I need to do anything for GDPR? Like, is there a cookie somewhere in this picture where I could get in trouble if I'm not careful? I don't want to get in trouble. How would that work? I think I might need to do something there. How would that work? I mean, I could just render a link to the YouTube video and then it's sort of like they get redirected to youtube.com, right? Wouldn't that work? How to see... How to see if a page creates... Oh, I can just look at the console. Oh yeah, okay, so... So, cookies, right? Where's the cookies? Network. Fetch. No, okay, let's think about this. Unpack. Application. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Do I need to like ask for permission for cookies? I don't mind. Oh, there we go. So, I don't mind implementing it. I just want to know if I do need to. So, it doesn't look like it's setting... Am I doing this wrong? No manifest detected. Service workers, no. Local storage. Doesn't look like there's anything in local storage. So, session storage. Oops. Like if I click on local storage, session storage, there's no values there. YouTube.com, YouTube. What are these elements? Are these... what do you mean? Oh, sources and then cookies. Okay, now we're cooking. Sources, page. Oh, yeah. Okay. What am I looking at here? That's just JavaScript, right? That's not a cookie. That looks like something though. These are just the sources though. There's no indication of whether I'm getting a cookie there, is there? Okay, wait. But I gotta think Google's doing something shady, right? Like if I'm rendering that YouTube element, are they? I'm calling Google. Is there any reason they couldn't then set a cookie? You know, in the user's browser. I don't know. I don't even know enough about that. Well, okay. Application cookies. Okay, thank you. So if I go to, where's application cookies then? Application. Session storage. Whoop. Cookies. Oh, there's definitely a cookie. That's from 8081. Does that mean my code? I'm not setting a cookie, am I? But YouTube is definitely setting a cookie. Oh. Okay, login info. So there's definitely some cookies. Definitely. Okay, so before I even put this thing live, because I'm gonna get, you know, I don't want to be that guy, like, that doesn't care about this stuff. I do care. I'm just not very smart. So, what did I use recently for this? Cookies. Maybe I didn't do it recently. Termsfeed.com. That's interesting. Termsfeed.com. Cookie consent. Yes. Okay, add to your JavaScript scripts. So how did I sign up for this? Or how did I log into this? Well, I feel like privacy, cookie consent. What is your website name? Coffee and software. Coffeesoftware.com. Or actually, okay. Wait, I'm an individual in the United States. California. Wait, did I? There was something I did that was easier than this. When in doubt, check the code out. So, developer advocacy, just wrong site. components, page. Is it footer or menu? Right, that works there, so that's definitely installed somewhere. The question is where? Like, where did I put it? Index, no, not even that. It's public index.html. Aha! Now we're cooking. Okay, so you add this script to here. Add that script as early as possible, I suppose. Okay. And then once that's done, everything else, then I add this, I guess. And then what? So I've got term feed. Okay, so then I have to have this no script business. And then everything else becomes labeled with consent attributes, right? So the script type becomes text plain for that, sure. And then I don't know. I don't think it's tracking, but just in case, we'll say tracking. Sure hope not, right? And then what about YouTube itself? YouTube requires, actually, wait, that JavaScript library is probably functionality, right? So this is functionality. But then the YouTube URLs, that definitely requires like, oh, I sure hope this works. I'm going to render it within Markdown. I could just have this whole JavaScript thing, like, you know, it won't, I'll just say tracking, of course, but, so, this whole JavaScript thing of mine, the whole script won't even run unless I've got cookie consent. That seems reasonable, right? So, localhost. Well, wait a minute. How do I disable it? Aha! So localhost. So now it says we use cookies. We use cookies and other tracking technologies to improve your browsing experience on our website, to show you personalized content and target ads, to analyze our website traffic, and understand where our visitors come from. None of which is true. I don't use cookies for any of those things personally, but YouTube sure as hell does, right? So, so yes, it's true, I guess. But I'm gonna take the reputational hit. Like this thing makes it look like I'm doing all these nefarious things when, in point of fact, I'm not. You know, I don't even get the benefit of it. Oh, that was kind of yucky. Did you see that? Okay, wait. So if I close this out, brand new incognito. Okay, I agree. Where's the beef? Oh. But if I refresh, then it's memorized the consent. So the subsequent run, it works. Oh, that's tedious. Wait, so. Term feed. Okay, well, that's not great. I don't like that at all. That makes me very sad because where's my closing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, videos. How do I get this to render? Like, can I have this YouTube thing? Does the cookie consent thing work on that? Like, do I have to... The whole... I could show the... I mean, technically I could make a call to the network server, right? I'm not using a session to make a REST call. It's just the YouTube bit where I'm rendering the markup which loads the JavaScript. That's where you get into trouble. So maybe I could have... Could I? Let's try doing that. So tracking. Okay, so in this case, this would just be regular JavaScript that will definitely run. But what is not for sure is whether it's going to render these iframe elements. That's what I'm trying to prove. Okay, so close that out. Command-Shift-N, incognito. I decline, so what happens? Mustache is not defined. Oh. I think I'm allowed to use mustache. Like, there's no way this is violating GDPR, right? Yeah, that's probably fine. But I don't know. This is why being a back-end developer is so much easier, right? Like I don't have to. I feel like I need a lawyer to do this web design stuff correctly these days, you know. Okay. But I'm still trying to figure out if this is gonna work. So let's restart. Okay, I decline. So everything. Mustache is not defined. Why? Oh, this doesn't need a... Rats. Term feed JavaScript flag. I'm just trying to figure out, does it give me a JavaScript object that I can then use to, like, you know, true or false, I got permission or not, you know? That would be super. Like, how do I get that? Term feed. I mean, worst case, this is gross, but worst case, couldn't I just set a global variable in the context of a script that is loaded based on consent? So, window dot tracking permitted equals. Okay. And then oh, there's even cookie consent. What does that give me then? Whoa. Cookie consent. Wait, before I do that, for those of you who just joined, I am trying to figure out how to integrate term feed, the GDPR content compliance into my little JavaScript thing here, so that when I do eventually push it live and, you know, it's a real thing, it's not in violation of, you know, GDPR, cookie consent level. Oh, what is that? Wait, so the term feed thing in turn sets a cookie? Okay. Let's see. Elements. Undefined. What do you mean undefined? Okay, you know what? I don't know how to. I don't know what that is, but for now, I think we can just do that horrible thing I was about to do anyway. So, okay, so we're gonna load the JavaScript. That's strictly required. This is loaded, of course, in order to satisfy the consent question. Oh, image. I don't need that. Then videos, title. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that when I render this iframe, I only do so if I have permission, right? Otherwise I'll just provide a link. And in order to render that, I need a boolean. And in order to get the boolean, I'm going to use some gross logic here. Let me see. Cookie consent.run. There's got to be like a boolean, an API to encode in JavaScript code to let's see. Okay, whatever. Let's just do this horrible thing. I'm almost scared to try it. It's so gross. Like, oh. Okay. Script source equals text plain cookie consent equals tracking window dot consent equals true. Is that right? So we'll render this JavaScript, we'll render the HTML markup, but only assuming we have, oh actually yeah, this is what I wanted. So here, so tracking permitted, markup, okay, the tracking permitted attribute is this. need this then. So false. Okay. Localhost. So that's my local. Wait, what? Why is that true? That doesn't feel right at all. Oh, type equals text plain. I knew I forgot something. Did I disable the script itself, or is this script? Hello again. For those of you joining, I'm knee deep in JavaScript. Oh, my life. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to. I want to add GDPR cookie compliance because basically I'm rendering YouTube videos, which I'm sure is calling the YouTube API, which in turn, oh god, I'm sure they're doing all sorts of terrible things. So I want to make sure that we have consent. But it's not going great. Why is that not even asking for permission? Term feed, cookie consent. Copy this. So source type equals text plain, data cookie consent. Oh, data cookie. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so data cookie consent. Localhost 8081. Okay. Localhost 8081. Why is it not even asking for permission? Console. Tracking equals false. Okay, so let's try this again. Goodbye to that. This is the term feed stuff. Term feed is here. Okay, and then this is strictly necessary. What about this? No, I want to keep that in the body. Okay. There's a target element. So script okay. I don't know. I don't know if I could. I feel utterly unsure about what to do here, so I'm just trusting that somebody else has thought about this. Plus, there's different levels of consent, and so it might be useful to have the ability to ask that question. And the thing to keep in mind that I'm not. Oh, hey, I wonder if that's why this is causing an issue. One of the things to keep in mind is the GDPR isn't even the most arduous or burdensome of the things that need to be implemented, right? It's just one of many. So my instinct here is to trust somebody else to do it. Okay, well, that's interesting. What just happened? Nothing just happened. Why is it not even giving me a... It's not running the JavaScript code at all now. I'm so secure, I've broken everything. Okay, there we go. So I agree. Console. It's running nothing. Like, am I allowed to call... Let's see. So, okay, I've got mustache. Where's that library? It's just this one right here. So, I'm loading those. Right. Is tracking permitted, though? That's still not being answered here. So... Why isn't this being loaded? Term feed, cookie consent. Right after the body element. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So all of this goes after the body. So here's the body element. And I suppose everything after that has to be loaded even later. So script tag for mustache. Get rid of that. There's my template. Target element. I don't get it. Why isn't this thing right here loading, right? Like I want to see it say tracking equals true, right? So data cookie consent. See, data cookie consent strictly necessary. Source type equals data source tracking. Let's try that, okay? So in theory, this one should get loaded when we've got consent, right? Functionality. Okay, now we're cooking. So it says false right now. I hit I agree, and it still says false. So the rendering is happening before. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so wait, what if I did this? What if I did that? Not that, that. So now the window on fetch thing. Okay, so I've got permission there. So nothing's happening yet because it hasn't agreed. If I hit agree, it says true. Not bad. Okay, good. So, but I still want to call the. I'm surely, like, only thing that's really shady here is YouTube, right? Like if I'm just calling my own API where there's definitely no cookies. I'm my own server is not setting any cookies, and I'm not rendering any JavaScript as a result of that JSON call that renders cookies. So what I want to do is I want to have a way to get a Boolean. You know, you were talking about doing like a server-side rendered HTML last time, and that might have been easier this time. Well, what I want to do is, so look, I'm calling, in the JavaScript code, I am calling, what am I doing? I'm calling localhost 8080 videos, which is JSON. And then for each of the JSON videos that comes back from this feed, I'm just rendering some markdown, mustache, and that mustache looks like this. Where is it? Here, this. It's this. So for each video, I'm rendering the title, and then I'm rendering the YouTube embed iframe, right, to embed the YouTube video, so I can render it. The problem is that this is bringing in the YouTube JavaScript code, and you just know that's doing all sorts of like shady, GDPR incompliant stuff, right? Because that's Google. It's how they work. So I need consent, right? And so, but I like rendering the title of the video and rendering a link. I should be able to do that without violating any cookie requirements, right? It's just when I render this iframe. So what I really want to do is have a way of saying, show the title and the link for everybody, but for only those who have consented, also show the embedded iframe. So I need a variable, and I'm using this term feed consent library, and what it does is you can mark JavaScript snippets with, you just make them text plain, and you give them a data cookie consent equals tracking, or whatever the consent level is required to run that code. And then once you've obtained consent, yeah, but I mean, you're right, I could do a conditional on the mustache template, but I need to get the Boolean sorted in time, you know what I'm saying? So right now I'm saying tracking is equal to tracking permitted is equal to false. That runs for everybody no matter what. But then if I have consent, I'm running this whole block. But I don't want to do it only when I have the whole, like I want to run everything except for the rendering of the iframe. So I need some sort of event, basically. Like, what if I did this? Function do render. Okay, so that'll do the render, and I'll do window.add event listener load do render. Okay, so that'll run for everybody, but I'll have tracking permitted is equal to false. Okay. And then once I get consent, so tracking permitted will be equal to false. Once I get consent, then I'll just call do render again, I guess. Script do render. So window.tracking permitted. OneDrive, go away. I didn't even know I had that installed. Okay, equals true. Let's see. Window.tracking permitted equals true. And then I'll do the render again. So basically it'll just reevaluate. Okay. So oh, that worked. No, wait, oh no, but it did work. Look. Okay, hold on. So let's try this. So we do tracking no, wrong one. Tracking permitted. So it says false right there, right? So now if I say I agree, it says true. So now we do a mustache if statement, if else. Okay. If. So it's just pretty simple. So, oh yeah, okay, actually that's really simple. Just take this, put that there, closing element, tracking permitted, okay. So now, permission, so that worked. So I've got all the titles, but it's not rendering the video until I hit I agree, and there come the videos. Nice. That's actually good. So the only problem with this is that now I'm calling the window, I'm calling windows.fetch, I'm calling window.fetch for the JSON. Okay, so we need to stash the JSON objects, the videos. So render videos is a separate function. And what do I want to do? I want to say stash the data somewhere. So videos from API equals this, const videos, or let videos from API be that, and then videos from API equals prop data. Okay, render the video. So okay, so the first time this thing loads, good. So the first time this page loads, we will fetch the videos from the JavaScript API, get the JSON, and then stash the data. So videos. Okay, whatever. Good. We've got the videos. So we're going to stash the videos. Then we call render videos. And render videos in turn logs the data, which we don't need to do. Then we get the markdown, we get the mustache template, and we render it with tracking window permitted equals false. However, down here, when we get consent, this loads this script, and tracking is true. So then we just need to call render videos again, right? And this time we're just going to use the static saved data, in the window variable, Is that true? Yeah, I don't need this then. We're just render videos can be referencing videos, So Okay, so there's the data. I accept. There's the data again. And it's only calling the network server once now, right? So, okay. Can't believe it works, but it does. So now, what else? What else do I want to do here? Do I want to do anything else? I think I'm pretty happy for now. It wouldn't be bad to have a date though. So what about that, huh? So I want to render a few things here. One is a published attribute, right? That comes back. So sources. Oh, I'm not logging out the data anywhere. So render videos. Where is that? Goody. Oh, that's interesting. And then what? What do I want to do there? So I've got I want a description, right? That's good. Descriptions are good. That could really span class, published, whatever, and then span published div. Let's just call it div in case. Div class description and description. Do I not have a description? What does each JavaScript object have? Video ID, title, description. I should have one. Nice. Okay, so, and that whole thing. Video. Okay, it's not the best, but it's a start. What can we do here I just want it to be slightly less horrific. Like, what do the kids use today? Is it Tailwind or something? How do I Tailwind CSS? Let's see here. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, this is the one where you have so many attributes that you can use them as. You have so many styles that actually just become the attribute, basically. No, I want something like just apply it and it'll instantly turn my example app into something beautiful. Okay. Mobile first, sure. Do I want to do that? Probably not. Daisy UI is also nice. Ooh, Daisy UI. But is this gonna make my page look good just by adding the style tag? Oh, this is like a whole look and feel. This is a whole theme set. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That looks gorgeous. But for now, I'm just trying to Why doesn't IntelliJ have support for mustache? Wait, it has defaults? I don't know why IntelliJ doesn't have support for mustache. That's a good point. I love JetBrains IntelliJ idea, but I do my best to not make decisions based on what it supports or doesn't support, because it you know, as good as they are, it still takes them a little while to catch up with stuff. So how do I just add this? It requires JavaScript. Okay, wait. Let's just bootstrap CSS. I just want like a style tag. Ultimate guide? Ooh. I don't know if I want the ultimate guide. I just want git bootstrap. Twitter, CSS. View project and GitHub. Quick start. Oh, does this look quick to anybody? Now we're cooking. JavaScript. Why do I need the JavaScript? Let me just try the CSS. I don't want more things that require more consent. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna hire somebody to do the design for this later. I just need something not horrific. Well, I failed in not having horrific markup. Let's think about this, friends. So, what do I want? Video. Whatever. What is this? Details. There you go. Okay, so, and then we go up here. So it's a .video, .details, .published and description. So style, .details, .video, border, top 1px solid black, margin top 1em. Does this need to be in the head? Oh, it's .video .details. Other way around. Haha. Okay. So .video padding 1em. Margin top 2em. No, I want that to be the bottom then. I'm not proud, but it works. Okay, now what about timestamps? What is this data that I'm getting back for my JavaScript? Let's see. Git commit term feed, git push. The data that I'm getting back for the JavaScript is localhost 8081. Title, description, tags. Date formatting. Oh god, JavaScript. Date parsing. Wait, what? Really? There's no way that would work. Really? Okay, I've got to try. If there's even a chance this works, I've got to try. So data. So what? For let I equal 0, I is less than videos dot length I plus plus. Videos I dot published. What is this? What is the variable name? It's called published at. So published at equals date dot parse. It worked, sort of. Okay, well. Now what? Now I want to render JavaScript. So wait, let me see. Published at. What is it? Type of? Yeah. It's a number. What's dumb. Okay, wait. So, does this just give me a long? It gives me a number. Yeah. What is it? Okay. Parses a string containing a date and return. So it gives me the epoch string. Well, that's silly. I would have thought it would have given me like an actual date object, but. Does it work like the Java one? Can I just do new date? Passing in the epoch string there. Okay, now we're cooking. So I've got now Wednesday, February 8th is today. February 7th is yesterday. Huh? Why is this one showing? That's yesterday. February 6th, that's Monday. That seems about right. Yeah, February 3rd is like 5 days ago. So, yeah, that's 2019. Okay, looks like it's working. And then at least I have a JavaScript. I have an object that I can work with later on to actually parse it. So, okay. So by the time I get the data, I'm just changing the date time into a actual JavaScript date object and logging it out. Normalize the dates from TC strings to JavaScript date objects. All right. What else do we need to do, friends? Videos API equals localhost 8080. Good. Okay. Maybe? Window.videos.api. Oh, right. Videos. Oh. Cool. Yeah. Could we do better? No doubt. Time to... I kind of wonder about this. Like, I'm kind of sad because basically Adobe bought Figma recently. So I suppose I need to learn how to use that. I know Adobe XD. It looks like that's going to go the way of the dodo. That's a bit of a bummer. I can't even help in the design process anymore. Git status. Git push. Okay, so now, in theory, I go to coffeesoftware.com. It shows me that. Good. So I've got my basic thing, but I don't have an API. Also, I don't have SSL on this. Why don't I have SSL? GitHub.com. Coffee Software Show. Go to the repository for the static site here. Settings. Let's see, pages. Site is live. Great. DNS checks in progress. Enforced HTTPS. Now we're cooking. Why isn't that the default? That's so... Can't believe this site's free. Can you believe it? Like, that's an amazing piece of tech, that GitHub. Okay, so this is going to fail, obviously, on coffeesoftware.com because I don't have the server. So now we need to take that Spring Boot app that I built and get it going somewhere. But that means I need a database, don't I? I need a database, yeah. I mean, getting the web app up and running on Kubernetes is fairly trivial. But I'm going to need a database. I don't want to manage databases. My Kubernetes foo is such that it's easier for me just to pay someone to solve the problem than to solve the problem myself. What do I want to do? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll go take some lunch, huh? Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go... Yeah, Docker Compose is great. I love Docker Compose. I mean, I'm just talking about for my production deploy, you know? I've got a Kubernetes cluster already. I could just deploy this there. But my question is, where do I get my Postgres data? And usually I just use Elephant SQL, right? Elephant SQL. So I'll go there and I'll set up an account. I'll do that off stream, and you know. But I think it's lunchtime. I've been at this for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever. Superbase has Postgres for free. That's interesting. Maybe I'll try that. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, I just need a managed Postgres. Like, I don't want to have to deal with myself, you know. Kubernetes is great. I use Kubernetes for everything. I mean, I use it all the time. But like I said, I don't run my own database there. There's just no point. I can pay these people. I can pay everybody, right? I can pay Superbase or use their free stuff. I can pay all the cloud vendors, you know, Heroku, Azure, Aliyun for Alibaba, AWS, etc., etc., etc. All of them I can pay for a Postgres. So I'd much rather do that. When I get back, okay, so I guess what I'll do is off stream I'll log in and I'll create a Postgres instance for our database, and you know, obviously I'll need some passwords and stuff, so I'll do that off stream. I'm also gonna go get some lunch. It is 1:30 local time in the afternoon, which isn't. It's not like I've had a particularly hard day or anything, but I am kind of hungry. I just jumped out of bed, eager to get this stuff underway, and so I poured some coffee and started streaming Superbase. I'll look into that as well. Maybe that'll be my next adventure. Do they have Postgres 15? That's the only problem with these Elephant SQL is, let's see, pricing. There's a free tier for Elephant SQL, which, you know, my data, 20 megs is might as well be a million. I mean, I've got a few kilobytes of data, and I doubt it'll grow anytime soon. So I can start with the free tier. But the only issue with these guys and gals is their Postgres is like Postgres 11 or something like that, or some crazy number. I really like their stuff. I use them for everything else. Oh, you have a Spring Boot starter for Superbase? That's super cool. Okay, that I want to link to. You gotta like share. But let me see, documentation. FAQ. Version. Anyway, maybe they have the new one now. I haven't logged in a while, but what's the current version of Postgres? No, that's old. What's the current one? Just like this should be 15.1. Download Linux packages. Yeah, please send on Twitter. I appreciate that. Whatever. I think it's 15.1. So I'll log into Elephant SQL and I'll provision one. I think I can see my way to Superbase as well, because they have all these extensions, right? Superbase, Postgres extensions. Oh, so good. Yeah, that dashboard is like a thing of beauty. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. So many great extensions. Okay, anyway, yes, let's go. I'm gonna go get lunch, and I'll resume streaming a little bit later today. So, because I'd like to make progress on this. If you can join me, great. If not, appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out today. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you